Hi my friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and to the Desmodus-The Romantic Vampire Collaboration. So I thought what I would do with you today is a little bit of a process video. So I've already shared the kit with you guys. As you can see over here on this side, I've printed it out on the back of scrapbook paper. That way I get double sides, you know, and I love that. That's something I do very frequently. Oops, I skipped one. Sorry if you've already seen it. But if you're new here and you didn't see last week or the first video where I shared the kit, I figure I'll show it to you. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. So I thought what I would do, well, let me just explain here. I don't even know if I can do this. Let me grab this book that I have. So I was wanting to, I don't even know if it'll fit. Let's find out. Okay. I was kind of wanting to use this book. This is the book of Nicholas and Alexandra. Okay? It's perfect because it is black. It's got a crest here, the family crest. And I, of course, need to wipe the paper bits off of it, but it's pretty cool. Inside is a map, so I thought that was kind of neat. And I have the pictures of Nicholas and his family, and I thought those could be pretty neat too. Of course, not all of them are neat, but many of them are. And so I just was thinking that I might use these because they're old and they're cool and historical and all that kind of stuff. And I felt like it could sort of go with the vibe of Desmodus. So that's my thought. So we need to have a little quick discussion about the pages. As we can see, they're a little bit shorter than the actual book pages. This is an actual book page here. We can go with it, and I can just put in some larger pages, because you know how in junk journals we have big ones and small ones, and we can do that. We can get away with that as long as I have enough taller ones. They don't have to be this tall, but as long as I have enough taller ones, I think we can make this work out. I really would like to use this cover. I just think it's neat. So let's start this process. Let's start getting my brain prepared for figuring out how we can end up using that cover. And the first thing I'm going to do, quick and easy, is I'm going to fold all of these pages in half. And then I'm going to go ahead and I grabbed some other pages. Let me show them to you. I grabbed all of these. I probably won't use all of these, but I did grab them because I want to have enough paper to fit inside of that book so that it doesn't look anemic, That was no pun intended, honestly, guys. Now, if you're new here and you don't know about Desmodus, I have decided that Desmodus is not a mean, he's not a mean vampire. He's a romantic vampire, and he does not bite people or animals. He has learned and evolved so that he can have a healthy green drink every morning. And he likes almond milk. And that's sustaining him. And he just wants to find his true love. And, so this is like a romantic love story. I don't know if it's a story yet, but maybe we can make one while we're putting the journal together. We'll see. He likes his library. He's very intelligent. He enjoys reading. He doesn't like the new things of today. He doesn't like television and things like that. He would much rather read and have a cup of tea. And so that's Desmodus. I mean, at least that's my version. Now, if you're playing along with us, and I hope you are, and oh my gosh, speaking of, I needed to mention to you guys that this is a big collaboration, and I've got many artists that are joining in each day. Somebody is going to have a video, which is, I always love those collaborations. I think they're so fun. So each day someone's going to have a video. And so please, please follow along. I would love it so much. I'll have everybody listed in my description box, and I'll be sure to post here and there and everywhere the days when people are going to be posting their videos, so you can be sure to check them out, okay? All right, so I'm going to finish folding these and some of the other ones, and then we'll see how it's going to fit into the book and what it looks like. I'll be right back. Okay, my friends, I had some certificates, blank certificates in my stash, and I can't remember if somebody sent them to me or if I just happened to have had them. So I took this and I crunched it up, crumbled it up real good. We're going to open it back up, flatten it out as good as we can. We just want to make it look a little bit old, right? And now we're going to fill it out. So this certifies that Desmodus, let's write his name on here, is the registered holder of a certain membership interest. So let's see, actually, so this is like stocks and things. So let's say 300,000 membership interests of the above named company. Oh, okay, what should it be? Vampire Inc.? Alrighty. Let's see, and oh, okay, so it needs to be signed this day of, so let's say the 13th day of, let's say December. Oh, I should have said October. And let's say 1656. How's that, guys? All right. So this is going to be one of the pages in the journal, and I'm going to fold that up now. I mean, fold it in half now. So I want this to go inside of this one. So we'll have some pieces of paper that are a little bit bigger, which I like. And I also wanted to show you that I went ahead and crumpled, let me show you what else I crumpled, the plain purple ones, because I really didn't want them to be too plain. And let's see what happens when I crumple them a second time. That looks even better, doesn't it? I like it. There we go. I mean, that just automatically makes it look like it's got a little age to it. And we'll fold that in half and pop it back in here. I think this is how I had it. I think so. I can always move these around. But I just wanted to let you know that I did that. So some of the pages are nice and crisp like this, but then some of the other ones, not so much. But that'll add some nice texture to the journal. So this journal, the main colors are going to be black, purple, and red, just so you guys know. Okay, my friends, here's what we've got so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 signatures. Each signature only has 4 pages, so we can add 2 more pages per signature if we want to. But before we got into that, I wanted to go ahead and test this and see how it's fitting in the book. And we can see that there's still plenty of room. So I'll go ahead and add the extra pages. And this is where I think the original book pages are going to come into play. All right, so here's the original book pages, and I'm not sure why they're in such rough shape. I'm not sure. I disassembled this book a long time ago, probably before I truly understood how to do it properly. That's what I'm thinking, because it looks like I was just really going to town on it. Which I definitely wouldn't do it like that now. But you know, we have to learn these things as we come along and you know, get our craft going and learning the different techniques. So I was thinking about cleaning this up a little bit, but that doesn't seem to be working. It seems to me that Desmodus might enjoy some red and gold fabric. This has velvet on it, so I think that's a good choice for inside of this book. The size looks good. So here's what I'm going to do, and this is just to, I want to keep it a little bit grungy. I don't want everything to be too perfect. Maybe grungy in a different way. I don't typically do grungy in the traditional fashion, only because I don't think it comes naturally to me. So I end up doing my vision or my version of grungy, and you know that's okay. So as much as I want to do it grungy, I feel that I do need to straighten out this edge right here a little bit. So let me get my fabric scissors and see if they'll... And I'm just going to pull away some of the fluff and stuff from the edge. That will create a little bit of a fringe on the edge, and I do like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this fabric in here. And I could have brought it over further onto this piece, but I like that there's a map over there, and so I'm just going to choose to keep the map exposed. I'm going to do the center first, and then I'll do the edges. All right, this looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and set this aside and let it dry. So we're done with that for now. Now we've got these signatures, and we've got some pages from the books. And I think what I'm going to need to do is, because they're a hot mess on the edge, I'm going to have to clean up the edges. And then, let me see, let me grab my thing here. I need to clean up the edges, but I'm only going to clean up the one edge here. I want the rest of the page to stay as large as it possibly can. And then what I think I'm going to do, since they're like this, I have a choice. I could tape two of these single ones together, or how about this one? This would look good. Now the thing is I'm thinking I have to glue one side down to one of the pages in here. That's what I'm thinking. It's either that or, like I said, tape them together, like create a little spine, if you will, for these. Maybe I'll do that. All right, my friends, I have made an executive decision. So what I'm going to do is take two of the pages, lay them down on the table, make sure they're even. You got to move some things out of the way here. Get a little space here. I can use, let me get this out of the way too, actually. I can go ahead and use the lines on my mat to make sure that I have them sitting straight. And then I am going to take this duct tape and tape these two pages together. Now when I sew the signatures in, instead of going through paper, the needle will end up going through this tape. I wonder if I should cut that and not... Part of me says leave it and like make it grungy. But then part of me says no! So, you know what I'll do? I am going to do the other side, especially because I know a needle's going to go through it. But I won't fold them over. I'll just get this down here, and then I'll cut them flat at the edge. So we'll have it like this, and then I'll just take a pair of scissors and trim off the ends. There we go. And now we have some additional pages that we can put in our journal. All right, my friends. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to the rest of these, and then I'll get right back. All right, my friends, I got the signatures sewn in. I didn't do a tutorial because I have several tutorials on 5-hole pamphlet stitch. Now, what I will tell you is that my stitches look terrible. They usually are precision, but I believe that part of the problem was because I used this slippery fabric. And when I made my template, which is here, it slipped. And when it slipped, then obviously where I was putting the holes was off. I didn't know it slipped, obviously. So I wanted to tell you that. I'm going to get rid of the rest of this fabric. I'm not going to use slippery fabric. It's just not worth the trouble. It looks cool, but it is not worth the trouble. So I'm going to get rid of the rest of this. It's just, I don't know. It's unpredictable. So at any rate, I wanted to make sure I let you know about that. All right, my friends, this is going to be it for this video. We will do pockets and belly bands in our next video. At least I think that's what we'll do. I appreciate you spending some time with me. Thanks for watching. See you soon.